Bam! Look at that. The 50th Law by Robert Greene and 50 Cent. I love this book. I mean, first of all, just look at it. This is a leather. It's like that soft. Oh yeah, and it's got gold trimming right there. It's beautiful. It looks like a Bible. It looks like a Bible, and it's like it's textured. Look at the inside. It has a tassel, so you don't have to deal with those ugly bookmarks from whatever store you got. Just trying to sell you other books. Just bam, just pop that baby in there. Booyah! You don't have to worry about losing it. I love it. You don't have to use a notepad or a little index card or whatever you got to stick in there. 50th Law. If you guys don't know who Robert Greene is, Robert Greene wrote the 48 Laws of Power, and the 50th Law is be fearless. Don't care. Yeah. I don't know why I just did that. I probably shouldn't have. I scared some. Did I lose a viewer? I'm sorry. Listen, 50th Law, be fearless. If you don't know 50 Cent's story, when he was 8, his mom died. His mom died when she was 23 or 25, and then his dad left like when he was born, and so he pretty much had to fend for himself. And you know, 50 Cent has a bad deal or a bad rap because he's a rap, not because he's a rapper, but because he sold drugs and did a few violent acts, you know, in his past, which I think that's what makes the book even better is that the fact that he came from a history of, his parents weren't his mom died, his dad wasn't there. He sold drugs and then he was in jail. He was shot 9 times. But it's a story of a person evolves. You know, he changed, he outgrew that, and now he's living a legitimate life, and he's turned his street smarts into boardroom smarts, and now he's a quadruple millionaire. And it's not even a rap game that made him most of the money. It was his investments with Powerades and drink companies. He has, I think, like the G Shot, and he has some other shot or whatever. But when he was offered a deal to partner with them, instead of taking the cash that they were offering, I think it was Powerade, he decided to go for stock, which is smart on his part. Most people, I think, would have taken the cash, like, oh yeah, 500,000 or a million or whatever. Yeah, but you take that million, but now his stock is worth like 10 or 20 or 50. I don't know how much he's worth, but he's worth a lot of money now and more money now than he would have been if he had just taken the cash that they offered because he's fearless, right? So let's talk about the book. First thing I love about the book is that one, Robert Greene, if you haven't read any of his books, he always makes a point and then he gives you a historical figure who emulates that point. And so in this book, he talks about Amelia Earhart, who was the first woman to fly a plane in the military, I believe. And then you had like Machiavelli, you had Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass, Da Vinci, just all these people who exuded, I don't want to say exude, but who just were fearless throughout history. Joan of Arc, you know. And I think one of the things that keeps people from being fearless is the consequence, right? Like we fear like what we're gonna lose, and that's what these people don't fear. They're willing to risk it all. They're willing to lose their life, their family. Amelia Earhart, if you don't know the story, you know, one of the first women to fly a plane around the world or something like that. She died tragically in the above the Bermuda Triangle. But when she got married, she told her husband, because her husband was this rich guy who really loved the fact that she was so gutsy, and she made him sign a contract saying, "Yeah, we can get married, but you just have to agree to never interfere with my flying a plane." Who does that? Who makes their husband or partner or wife sign a contract? Who, before you get, besides a prenuptial, right? But she was that fearless and she loved flying that much. And I think that when you reach a point where your love overrides the fear, then you'll do it. You know, it's kind of like a car being on a baby and then the mom is like, ah, throws it out. But let me, as you can see in my book, like I do a lot of highlights. just to highlight some points. And also in the front of the book, I love to take. Okay, maybe not this book. Did I not do it in this book? Oh, I did. Okay. I take a lot of notes. So I want to share some of the notes with you guys from the book. One of the things he talks about is that people who are fearless are excited by diversity. Let me say that one more time. They're excited by diversity. And when we talk about diversity, we're not just talking about like I'm black and you're Chinese. It's like you're rich and I'm poor, or you're tall and I'm short, you're a hipster or I'm goth. I'm a basketball player, you're a hockey player, whatever. It's I think a lot of us reach a point where we only surround ourselves with like-minded people, and that's great, right? Because it reinforces, you learn deeper about what it is you believe, but then it also kind of cuts you off from other people's beliefs, and it kind of creates either a superiority complex or inferiority complex in terms of like what you know and how you view other people. So he talks about the fact that when you're fearless, you still expose yourself to different cultures and experience diversity on every level, and you like to meet a lot of people and go to different places that you typically wouldn't go to, because all it does is enrich your knowledge base, or whatever your core is, right? It's just like I do stand up, and a lot of times after a show, I love meeting the people who come to the show and talking to them, because I know that their experiences are so different than mine and their lifestyle is different than mine. So you definitely, as a fearless person, want to open your mind and keep your brain open to new thoughts and ideas, and don't be threatened by somebody whose ideas are different than yours, because really all that does is help you grow. Um, the other thing he talks about is, changing and evolving. We're supposed to change and evolve. And I think that a lot of people think that if you changing is a sign of weakness. In that, have you met like that person who in high school was a nerd and now they're really cool, and you're like, man, you still a nerd, man, you ain't cool, you just this is not really you. And it's like, no, it is really them. That's what happens when you evolve and you change and you learn and you build on your past experiences to create new ones. And I think some of us are afraid to evolve and change because we've been pigeonholed by our social peers, in that they see us one way, so now we view ourselves through their lens as opposed to seeing ourselves in the future and what we can become. And I do that. It's like you don't want people around you to change, because if they change and grow, sometimes that means they're going to leave, and you want them to stay. It's like your grandparents. It's like, I like being able to go to my grandparents' house every Sunday, because I'd hate for them to all of a sudden just start doing wild, crazy stuff on Sunday. I'm like, man, no, I can't go over there. You know what I mean? Whatever. I think I just got off track. Stay with me. But the point is that you're supposed to go from being a caterpillar to a butterfly. And once you become a butterfly, don't let somebody tell you you're a caterpillar. No, you're a butterfly. You have wings, and the world is yours now. So embrace that. That's what fearless people do. What else does he talk about? Boredom. I think that was the biggest thing that I really loved about it, is that he talks about, in order to really achieve what you want, you really have to master boredom. In that, a lot of what we do out of boredom, whether it's watching TV, eating, drugs, sex, getting on Facebook, watching this YouTube video, whatever it is, like, we do so much out of boredom, and we have to realize, in order to master something, in order to evolve, it really takes a lot of boring work, right? I mean, you look at any great movie that's been made, it takes a lot of tedium. It's like, we look at actors and actresses, and you go, they have such a great life, but really those moments are like this. They don't last. That's not their whole life. Those great exciting moments are here, but most of their work and what they do is it's laborious, it's tedious, and they have to shoot those scenes 10 and 50 times. And imagine if you have a scene where you gotta cry. That's rough, right? Kobe Bryant will shoot like 1,000 shots after a game, and I know I talked about this in a previous video, but that's not exciting. Shooting 1,000 shots. He uploads videos where he's in the gym at 3 o'clock in the morning. Who wants to be at the gym at 3 o'clock in the morning? But that's what you have to do. You have to be willing to be able to sit by yourself and just involve yourself in the tedium, in the boringness of really trying to master your craft, and not give in to distraction, which is so easy and which holds so many people back. I see so many people with their headphones and the iPad, and they're just constantly distracted. But you have to be able to sit down with your thoughts and think it through. What else is he talking about? Shit, an opportunist when things are going well. Oh, he says he goes a lot. Oh, okay. So fearless people also, they're always waiting for things to get better. It's like, man, as soon as I get a little extra money, as soon as this happens, as soon as I just gotta wait for this to kind of calm down, and all that waiting, tomorrow could bring worse stuff. Like, right, today you're upset because, you only got $10 in the bank, but tomorrow you might have no dollars. Tomorrow you might not even have a bank. It might boot you out. Today you're upset because you got a leaky roof, and tomorrow you might not have a house. Maybe your car's not the best car. Tomorrow you might not have a car. Tomorrow could bring worse stuff. So whatever it is you want to do, take a step, take a bold move, and get it done today. And a lot of it is just being bold and trying something new, right? If you don't know what to do, just take a bold action. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I couldn't figure out what to get my girlfriend or do for her or whatever. And I was in a flower shop and I was about to buy her flowers, and I was like, look at all these other dudes in here buying a girl flowers. I'm just gonna end up like yeah, you got me flowers. And not to crap on anybody who got their girl flowers, that's great. But for me, I just know that I'm more creative than that, and I just really wanted to do something different. So I took my guitar. I'm not the best guitar player, but she thinks it's cute when I play with the guitar. So I go outside of our window. We live on the second floor, and I was gonna sing to her with my guitar from the parking lot. And so as I'm walking out there, a busload of tourists come off, and it's like 50 or 60 of them, and they're like young, like high school kids, and they got the little chaperones and stuff. And I asked them if they would come with me and sing to my girlfriend and just yell out, "He loves you, Sarah." So I was like, "Hey, Sarah, come to the window." She comes to the window, and she sees me, and she sees me with 60 other people, and they're all from England. Bless their hearts. I want to thank you guys for that once again. I'm sure they're not watching this video. I didn't even tell them I did these videos. But they all, I said on 3, 2, 1, yelled, "He loves you, Sarah." And she started blushing and stuff. And then I'm out there with a guitar, and I'm playing the guitar. And that was a bold move. It was a bold move, one, to sing to her from outside, and then two, to ask a group of 50, 60 people who just got off a bus if they would come sing to my, I mean, I had to sound like a crazy man for a second. But it was also part luck. And that's the thing I want to tell you guys, is that I think a lot of times we're fearful because we can only see things as they are, right? It's like, well, if I only have $10, that means I can only buy $10 worth of stuff. But who knows what will happen if you go to buy that $10 worth of stuff? Who knows who you'll meet on the way that maybe will give you $20 or $30. The point is that once you start taking steps in a direction that you want to go, you'll be surprised at how the universe will help you out in unexpected ways. So don't be fearless. Go out there, take action, and get this book, The 50th Law, by Robert Greene and 50 Cent. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you again for watching. Next week, I'm going to do a book review on Richard Branson, a life Virgin having fun doing it, something I forget the name of it, but it's a great. So far, it's a great book. I read like 5 or 6 books at one time, but it's a great book, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm sure it will be done by Friday. All right, make sure you leave a comment and share it and like it and all those good things, and have an exciting weekend.